Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2017. Today we're going to be playing the Queen of the South here at home at Somerset Park. It is, not surprisingly, a drizzly day here in Scotland. 13 degrees, calm, very good pitch. Not as many tickets sold around here. Queen of the South, where are they in the competition? Still quite low in the chain of events, but I guess that's going to be okay. Chain of events, it's not really a good way to say it. Relatively aggressive referee, I'd say. The other team has some injury concerns. We still have some as well. Technically speaking, Daryl Fortis is actually back and playable here. I was going to go in with this structure, but you know what? I'm thinking in the end, we actually do go back to our classic little 4-2-3-1 wide, which, again, when it fails defensively, it fails super hard. But I told Ross I'd start him a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ebu, I think, is quite good. He impressed me last match, so we're going to see about doing that if we can. I don't think I'm going to give Ross a box-to-box midfielder thing. I think that we might really need to be a little bit more defensive in the middle. I don't think two ball-winning mids, although I suppose if they're on support, the ball-winning mids are just, you know, they just tackle harder. Let's get rid of that. They do just tackle harder, and that's pretty much it. And you know what? We might need that kind of ruthlessness. Alan Forrest, Jamie Thomas, Nicky, Daryl McGatt. I think that looks kind of okay. Let's go ahead and give her here. Team selection, go. Yes, I know he's lacking match sharpness. Hopefully he'll do okay. He did it just playing in under-20s, but it didn't do much for him. So, and Ross Doherty is someone that we actually would like to rely on a little bit more than we do. We've got a little bit higher of a density of midfielders than our 4-2-3-1 really allows, which means they're going to maybe get a little rusty. We're going to have to work maybe to rotate them a little bit more if we can. Yeah, sure, he's fine. We always try to attack whenever possible. I mean, come on, give me a break. So that's really defensive here. I'm wondering exactly what that'll do. So apply advice. What do you want? Just a bunch of tackle hards, huh? How about we don't tackle the striker hard, because I'm worried about picking him up in the end. Oh, he's really fast, so I do not think we can tightly mark him. We'll try to close him down as quickly as we can once things go on there, but other than that, we are the favorite. But it's like, come on, we've been on a bad run lately. Like, break that up. What the hell's wrong with you people? I mean, you know, when one player performs badly, you yell at the player. When the whole team performs badly, maybe the manager. And I feel that the team hasn't really been performing well as a whole lately, so it could be something I'm doing. We'll see how it goes. Over here. So we've got Queen of the South, Arn on offense. And I mean, we haven't always... Wow, was that actually a pass? Or was that... I think that was actually the tackle. I think I just caught the end of the flavor text at the bottom there. You guys will have to rewind it if you want to see it. But I'm pretty sure that was a tackle that sent the ball directly into someone else. That is kind of a poor launch by our goalkeeper there, unfortunately. So about 9 minutes in, our possession stats are really high. Only one shot on goal, and it was by Queen of the South. I guess we may get a shot on goal here, technically. Yeah, but off target. Still, that's something. At least there's some offense going on. Jamie Hamill injured on the other side, making a substitution right away 15 minutes in. Bad for them, but it might be a chance. We got to get our go going on here. Adams gets a talking to. Right, they are both set to a ball-winning midfielder, which might lead to a little bit more yellow cards over there. Hopefully not an immediate red. He didn't seem to be too aggressive on the reds, I think. Although I think a lot of times you see the red an average of 0.1 per match, and he's like 0.2 per match. Now, I don't know if that's an actual red or if it's the same thing as getting a double yellow. I don't think so. While the second yellow, I think the referee... Again, I don't watch a lot of actual football, right? But, like, the second yellow, does the referee actually show the red? Does he show the yellow, then the red? Because he does something different to say, like, you're actually out this time. It's not a real red, it's a double yellow. I don't know. Maybe it varies by league, too, for all I know. Ross Doherty gets it up to Ebu Adams. Quick kick up to Ryan Stevenson, but people are right on him immediately. And yet, see, like, they're closing in on Stevenson fast. You see that? He might even be marked. I can't click on this guy. You. Who are you? Tapping. Okay, maybe not marked in that case, but I think... Oh, Vincent LeBaron with a beautiful header attempt. I mean, it would have been more beautiful had it actually been on target, but it's not too shabby. Yeah, Ross Doherty's running out of wind quite quickly here, but that's okay. We've got some midfielders we can sub in there. Shots are only 2, both off target. Queen of the South has had 1 on target, which is a little scary. Not a whole lot of action this time. But yeah, I think as I say, like, it's possible they've got the number. It's possible they figured out that Stevenson's responsible for A, quite a few goals, and B, quite a few assists. So they may have realized that it's important to shut him down. And if they do, things become a little trickier. Stevenson, oh, I thought he was going to shoot. Fortis takes the shot, but it's deflected off the body. Ebu Adams takes the shot as well, deflected off yet another body. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change Stevenson to a attacking midfielder instead. Probably keep him on the attack. We did have one game that went really well where he was that, but I mean, we had one game that went really well when Craig McGuffey was a false nine. You know, it's hard to tell exactly what it is. Tony Ralston picking up a yellow over here. Don't see him grab as many yellow. Again, it's not a super surprise that we're going to see some more yellow cards in this match, since this referee does seem to be quite liberal with them. Surprised it's not one of our ball-winning midfielders, but there you go. LeBaron, Stevenson, back to Adams. I was going to say, oh, I thought he was going to send it to the wing. McGuffey to Fortis. Fortis, what is your first touch there, buddy boy? Because that was quite sloppy. An 11 and growing. I mean, it's not bad. You just goofed it up. And, you know, there could be some other combination of mental stats or something like that that caused that issue. I mean, it's going to happen from time to time. Beautiful slide tackle by Adams. That was a thing of absolute joy and beauty. Unfortunately, it hasn't stopped the Queen of the South offense here. We're to tapping. Dykes. Dykes is their striker, right? The fast one. Whoop! Oh, Sauvage gets his hands on it. It is going to lead to a corner, which makes me a little bit unhappy, but I guess we're going to have to deal with it. Let's get this ball out of here. Our possession stats are going down, which doesn't surprise me. It's pretty unusual that a very one-sided possession, oh my god, that was scary, continues. Oh, that's going to be a goal kick. All right. So 5-on-5 on shots, although we haven't had... Oh, we did have one clear-cut chance, apparently. But other than that, things are relatively off target. Yeah, listen. Keep going out there. You can still get a win. Ooh, the morale is really low. Come on, let's... You got the ability. You can do it. All of you can do it. Yeah, morale is still a little bit middling. I think I'm going to keep things mostly as is. We actually might want to go to more of a standard or something. It might not be a terrible idea. Or even like some sort of counterish mentality, because, you know, it could be that we'd get just as many shots on, but it'd be less risk. I don't know what Craig McGuffey was trying there. That's a little bit disappointing. We'll probably be looking to his sub relatively soon. Let's get the ball out of there. Oh, Sauvage just picks it up. Very nice. What's the energy levels? Not bad. Ross Doherty, his sharpness has actually gone up during the match, which I guess shouldn't be too much of a surprise. We probably want to sub him out first, or someone with a yellow card is the other issue, right? Stevenson with a big pass over to the flank. I wonder if I should, like, remove the exploit flanks command. I don't know. Things always... They seem to look to go well when the ball does actually make it out to the flanks. And I bet you're just going to go out to the flanks a little bit more without the enganche, because I think the enganche is a... I'm not sure. I think just like a target man and a playmaker, I think the enganche might be a higher priority for people to pass to. It's not really well described, so it's hard to tell. Alright, plenty of pressure on there, so you couldn't get a real shot, but he still got and shot, and it was on target. So there's always some risk there. 55 minutes in. Yellow card for Ebu Adams. Alright, well, Tony's still got plenty of energy, so I guess we're not going to sub him out. I'm going to go ahead and sub Ross Doherty out here, so that we can get another fresher midfielder. And I'm going to tell Ebu to not be a ball-winning midfielder, although that is his strongest role. He's just going to be a defensively minded center midfielder here, which will not have... I don't believe. I should actually double-check. I don't believe it has the tackle harder. It's got closed down more, which is fine. And some hold position. That's interesting. If I put you on support, you don't have that anymore. You know what? Let's just leave you on support then. Because you actually do have some ability to provide some connecting passes. I just don't want you to be tackling harder, because it's going to increase the odds of you getting a yellow card. Free kick on the other side. Miller is getting a yellow card. So 2-1 on yellows. Nice little scuffle there with McGuffey. He did lose it for a sec, but then gets it back. Ryan Stevenson, I was going to say, probably hits to send it backwards. To Adams, who moved up a little bit more, I suspect, than he would if he was on the purely defensive role. To Fortis, to Adams. Yeah, I like it. I feel like he's got some connecting potential. Beautiful pass over to LeBaron. He wasn't able to get the shot off right away. He may have taken a second to switch it off to his other foot. That might have been what was going on there. And we lost a little bit of an opportunity. I think that could have gone in if he'd shot right away. We are out shooting them a little bit, a little lower on the on targets. McGuffey's going to have to send it out to the wing. Yeah, there you go. Over to Vincent, the flying red. LeBaron He's got to send it back to Crawford, over to Adams, to McGuffey. He's going to take a shot out from there. I'm a little bit surprised. And it was not on target, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Nope, just a talking to over there. So probably in a couple minutes, we'll probably do another sub. It might be another midfielder here, just to get rid of the yellow card threat in the center. Because we don't have that many midfielders, and we really do need, a fair amount of demand on them. Up to Pickard. Got a lot of people. Oh, Crawford! Beautiful takeaway. Sent us back to Alex Savage. A somewhat terrifying amount of power, to be honest. It's a little intimidating. Can Fortis get on there? I don't think he did, but we did recover anyway. Stevenson trying to move it up. He's taking a lot of risk there. Over to Crawford. As I say, big opening towards McGuffey. Back to Crawford, who's going to have a hard time finding someone. Back to McGuffey, who takes the shot. Stevenson is able to pick up the rebound, but unfortunately not enough control on there to get the ball in. We're okay. I'm actually, I'm really tempted to do something like this. And give this a try. He could still be in a relatively aggressive, or sort of, that's not actually aggressive, especially on support. He could be an attacking central midfielder. Let's put him as advanced playmaker further back here. It might be a little better to have more attacks from the midfield. Still going to do a substitution in a bit, but I want to see how this might feel. I still have a general promise that we'd play him mostly as on Ungaunch. We'll see. Back to Stevenson there. He's got to reset a little bit to Flanagan, our central defender, who sends it forward aggressively to McGuffey, who didn't get... I guess just mostly knocked down in the air more than tripped, although it looked a little intimidating. Beautiful pass from Crawford to Stevenson, who's still playing fairly high up, so that's expected. LeBaron almost hit the top right corner, but unfortunately a bit wide. Defenders seem to be doing okay. We don't really have a proper sub in for Vincent LeBaron, who's got a lower rating. Okay, but we've got 10 minutes left. Let's definitely consider some subs. Let's switch up with Jamie Thomas, and let's actually set you as a target man on attack over here. It's going to change our sort of passing style. It's going to encourage people to fire over there, regardless of the exploit flanks. Which I think I'll leave on, because it might confuse people. Daryl Fortis getting a little bit more tired. Let's bring in Ellen Forrest. Fortis and Forrest sounds a little similar, the way I was saying it, which entertains me a bit. We'll put you on a supporty kind of role. Instead, you're very comfortable in that. Maybe you can get the ball over to Thomas, who is still, per 90 minutes, our best scorer. So we'll see. There's probably going to be about 16 or 17 minutes left in total, depending on all the injury time. McGuffey fires well wide. Not a great showing by McGuffey today, to be honest. Let's go and make those subs. Let's go and passionately try to encourage, raise some morale up from the sidelines. Yellow card for Queen of the South. It's 2-2 on yellows. Yellow for Robbie Crawford. No one's been kicked, though. A scary offensive play going on here. Is he going to be able to cross it to someone? The answer is... Ooh, that is not a clear! That is not a clear! Savage saves the goal there, but it is going to lead to a corner. That was really dangerous. There's about 15 different ways that we could have been scored on there, so thank goodness. Thank goodness. It's a home game against a lower-ranked team. We need to turn some wins. Especially after losing against Dundee there recently. You're starting to get a little bit tired, but yeah, man, that's just about time. I'm not going to go more aggressive than this, because the last thing I want to do is concede a random goal right at the end. It's not like we were behind by one or something. We've only got 20 seconds left. Stevenson to Crawford. Crawford gets it up to LeBaron. LeBaron wide to Crane. Can he cross it to Thomas? Or maybe he'll just send it past the goal line, and that'll be it. That's full time. 0-0 draw, Queen of the South. Yeah, I'm not, simply put, we should have won that match. We're going to be making some changes. Despite the fact that my wingers are back, I think we are going to possibly, what's the next game? It's a home game against St. Mirren. Which is only in 3 days. So you know what? It's going to become that much more important, actually, that we do shuffle up our people, because we've got some exhaustion levels going on there. Craig McGuffey, we're going to sit Craig McGuffey completely this time. Just, you know, because resting levels and different things like that. And one of the big questions will mostly be how rested is everyone going into the next match. And that may influence some of our picks going into this. You know, it might be a little bit more B-teamer kind of stuff. I'm not sure. Gary Fraser, hey. Robbie Crawford, you've got some energy. We could start David Yaha over here. Low sharpness, which is unfortunate. Maybe Masendo over here instead. I did offer up on loan a lot of people who weren't seeing much play, just in an effort to maybe sharpen things up a little bit. This is the left. We could shake things up a bit with putting Magat on the left. And then we'll make sure to start Nikki Devlin over here. Something like that. We'll reevaluate some of these things depending on exact rested levels when it comes time for the match. But like Will Nightingale over there, for example. Depending on how well people have bounced back, we'll take a look at some of these things and see. Most likely, since we may not be playing all of our top tier stuff, we might go. I think I'll leave it standard actually, sort of a bit more defensive. But again, there's a risk that because look for overlap, it's going to bring our fullbacks up a fair bit more. There's a risk that's going to generate a little bit of vulnerability, but we have a little bit more of a defensive structure overall. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and we'll see you guys next time.